Hey, 7th graders, this is Mr. Allard with another one of our flipped lessons. Today we're going to be talking about the amendment process. This is going to be in your interactive notebook on page 79. You're going to be filling in the fill in the blank section. Should be simple, easy peasy. All right, here we go. Ooh, let me get out of here. Okay, so first let's talk about what an amendment is. An amendment is a way to change the Constitution. Now, the people who wrote the Constitution were pretty smart. They knew they wanted to get the Constitution to last longer than the Articles of Confederation did. The Articles of Confederation barely lasted 10 years. So they knew they wanted to create a lasting government. So they knew one thing that they were thinking of: we can't predict everything that's going to happen from 1787 on in the United States of America. So there's a bunch of systems that they've created within the Constitution that is going to allow the Constitution to change with the changing times. An amendment is a way to do that. An amendment is just a simple way to make a change to the Constitution. So, for example, if there's something that we want to change, like the original Constitution, women were not given the right to vote. That's something that later on, when the country was fighting for it, when the country deemed that it was appropriate to do that, we could then implement and put in the Constitution. Right now, I believe the first 10 amendments to the Constitution are the Bill of Rights, right? These are the first things that they thought needed changing. We needed more individual rights. Since then, we've added 17 more for a total of 27 different amendments, from everything to how we elect our vice president, how we elect senators, to giving women the right to vote, to ending slavery, to voting rights, all sorts of different things. All right, but an amendment is a change to the Constitution. Okay, so if you can change the Constitution, they want to make sure we're going to change it over big things. We don't want to change the Constitution to say, oh, the America's favorite color is blue, and then make another amendment, America's favorite color is yellow, America's favorite color is green. When we change the amendment, it typically stays that way. We've only really taken away an amendment once. That's when we made an amendment for prohibition, then we made an amendment ending prohibition. So the process of making an amendment is a pretty lengthy and arduous or time-consuming process. But they wanted it that way. They wanted it to make sure that we were really thinking before we actually went and made a big change in the Constitution. So, to propose an amendment, you could do so one or two ways. Okay, you can do either or. You do not have to do both. First way, in our legislative branch in Congress, 2/3 of the members, so a super majority, 2/3 of the members in both the House and the Senate agree to propose an amendment, and then that's going to be a proposal. So that means that amendment is going to go out to the country. The other way we can have it is the states themselves can do it. 2/3 of the states can hold a convention where they pass an amendment. If 2/3 of states, so we've got 50 of them, so if 2/3 of those states, or like I think that number comes out to like 33, 35, somewhere in that neighborhood, propose this amendment, we can do it. So 2/3 of the House, 2/3 of the legislative branch, or 2/3 of the states can propose an amendment. Okay, so we've proposed an amendment. Now, how do we get that amendment ratified or approved? We can do that one or two ways. Again, can be either or, doesn't have to be both. An amendment can be ratified if 3/4 of the state legislatures approve the amendment. So after 2/3 of the states of the House of Representatives and the Senate agree, they send it to the state legislatures, they then can approve the amendment. And it has to be 3/4 or 75%. Okay? We talked about that convention. First, 2/3 of the states have to approve the proposal. Next, 3/4 of the states have to approve the overall amendment. So that means we have to get more states to ratify the amendment than we do to approve it. And that's the process that the Founding Fathers wanted in making an amendment. They wanted to make sure that this process was going to be something we wanted to make sure we were actually really, really focused on and really, really sure this is a big idea, big change that needs to be happening in the Constitution. We need to make sure that lots of people agree on this. All right, that's it for our flip lesson tonight. Really, really short one. Let me go here. Really, really short flip lesson for tonight. If you need anything, let me know. Send me a message on Schoology, or hit me up on Schoology, or send me direct message, or send something on the wall. All right. If you have any questions, let me know. Allard out.